What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Locrian, entitled Infinite Dissolution. This is released on Relapse Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Chicago, Illinois, and Locrian are one of those extreme music outfits that have so many differing influences and styles attached to them that it's almost difficult to describe their unique sort of sound. I mean, this is a band that incorporates elements of stuff such as krautrock, avant-garde, post-metal, black metal, drone, electronic experimentations. This is just a band that has so many differing wide influences, and over the last decade or so, this band has fully utilized it to their absolute advantage, and have been so very consistent in delivering some very high quality music. I mean, from their collaborations with bands such as Horseback and Mammofer, to their full-length material, albums like The Crystal World and The Clearing come to mind. Those are my two personal favorite Locrian releases. To even their most recent full-length, which was 2013's Return to Annihilation. Just such a unique trip of the mind that album was. I love the artwork, I love the concepts, I love the musicianship. This band just knew how to take things to a whole nother level. And now we have a brand new offering from Locrian in the form of Infinite Dissolution, which has somewhat of a very unique and dark concept to it. It pretty much delves into the extinction of the human race. Pretty much the sixth extinction of the human race, if I'm not mistaken. It's 9 tracks, and it clocks in at around 46 minutes in length. And as is the case with any sort of Locrian release, expect the unexpected. And this album continues on in the same path that Return to Annihilation had taken, although things are expanded and touched base upon a great deal more. And I really think that this album not only exceeds Return to Annihilation, but it really does count itself as one of the very best metal releases of this year, or extreme music releases, whatever tag you want to label Locrian as. This is some high-end extreme music being represented on here. The music on here is very complex and very detailed. The guitar work on here is very much something that is used a lot throughout this entire release. Very high emphasis on riffs, leads, tremolos, chord progressions. There are a lot of those sort of examples being used here, and that is what's very domineering about a release like Infinite Dissolution. I mean, you hear it on tracks like the opening track, Arc of Extinction, to songs like KXL1 and one of my absolute favorite tracks on this album, An Index of Air. A 3-part track, very multi-layered sort of song, but yet the way the guitar is being handled on here is just so amazing and beautiful to listen to. Very well-written song, very well-executed songwriting being done here. I love these riffs, I love these chords. They are played so perfectly throughout the majority of this release. They make a difference more than anything in this record. And another thing to point out about this album is another benchmark that you would best expect in a Locrian release, and that is the emphasis of keys, experimentation, Moog synthesizers. There is a high emphasis of that being used on here, and the way Locrian handles it is just a way that is just more important to this album's concept and themes. It's very domineering, it's very powerful, and everything is being played and used very perfectly. I love the way that these synthesizers sound. It just works so perfect for a band of this variety. The drumming is also something to behold too. I really enjoy the way the drums are being done here. This is where you get the almost metal influences that Locrian are best known for. Of course, you have that almost black metal-esque sort of quality when it comes to the blast beats and the fills. Once again, going back to Arc of Extinction, you get all of those elements very well packaged on a track like that. I think it sounds great. It's a very relentless sort of drum performance. I love the speed of it. I love the pace. It really does keep things going at a great momentum on that song. And then later on to songs like Dark Shales and The Great Dying. Just some incredible drum performances being done on those songs. It's really meaningful, very powerful stuff. And this drummer plays with his heart. And you can easily tell from the minute you hear every bit of the blasting and the snares and all of that. It just sounds beautiful. And when it comes to the vocals are very, very well utilized here. They don't get used a lot, but when they do, it does make a difference. That's where you once again get more of the metal influences going on here. There's almost a very from the heart sort of screaming and wailing being done here. It's a very powerful sort of scream, and yet the way this vocalist handles himself, it really does sound awesome to listen to. His wordplay, the way he says things, it just sounds awesome. And then you get to a track like an Index of Air, where you get some additional singing going on that track, and it's very powerful. It's a very powerful song, and I once again mentioned the fact that it's a very multi-layered song. It's a 3-part track. The final part of that track is just so amazing. I really love what they do with that song. Just very, very beautifully done, very well sung. I love the emotion of that song. But once again, the majority of the vocals will stick to high energy sort of wailing and screaming, and I think it's really well done vocal work here. It's not the most utilized aspect of this record, but once it is utilized, it's done perfectly. I love the way these vocals are. So overall, if you're a fan of Locrian, if you're a fan of what this band has put out previously, I think this band has another really masterful piece of work being represented here with Infinite Dissolution. I don't know if I can say that this is their absolute best work. I still think albums like The Crystal World and The Clearing are what Locrian are fully represented for, but this new movement and era of this band just continues to get stronger and stronger as time goes by, and I think Infinite Dissolution is a really amazing record. I think it's a lot better than Return to Annihilation, and it delves further and deeper into realms that most bands wouldn't dare go into. But a band like Locrian can pull that off tremendously. So if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Arc of Extinction, KXL1. I should mention that there are 3 songs with the title KXL on here. They complement each other very well here. An Index of Air, one of the best songs of this year in my opinion. The Great Dying, and Heavy Water. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Locrian Bandcamp page, where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it digitally, and it is also available on CD and 12-inch vinyl format. There are multiple variations to get a hold of this album, and I believe in the month of August this band will be doing a little bit of touring in celebration of them being around for almost 10 years. So this is a well-accomplished record, I should say. So again, the album is Infinite Dissolution by Locrian. This is released on Relapse Records. Go support this. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very solid 9 out of 10. Very beautifully done music, done by people who have such great passion for creating music. So support Locrian. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Army Help out.